Good afternoon. This is Mike C., of course, in the Star Show. As always, it's Bucky, another NFL Bucky's Mail Day. But this is a special edition. This is Bucky's final mock draft of the year, and it's different. I won't say a lot, but enough, significantly enough, than the last mock. So we had to change it up a little bit. I'm very happy with this. I'm not sure how many I'm going to get, but we'll see what happens. But let's get right. I don't want to spend too much time because it's going to be long anyway. But let's go for it, Bucky. All right, with the very first pick of the draft. Okay, get it over here. There we go. The Titans select quarterback Cam Ward from Miami. I think it's a consensus number one. I haven't heard anything different. They haven't, finalized it yet, but I can't remember the last time I saw a different number one pick. So it's pretty safe to say, Bucky. Now this is where it gets interesting. With the second overall pick, the Cleveland Browns select cornerback / wide receiver Travis Hunter from Colorado. I've seen some more than these, lately. It's been if Travis Hunter, could be Abdul Carter, which we'll see very shortly. The Browns already have, Myles Garrett, so it'd be a fantastic if they drafted him. What a 1-2 punch that would be. But they're going to go with the Colorado superstar and Heisman Trophy winner, and they'll get their quarterback later. Will they trade back into the first round? Possible. They might just wait to the second round because probably going to be 2, maybe 3 at the most quarterbacks taken in the first round. So I think Cleveland will probably wait till the second, but we'll see what happens. It's Tuesday. Draft is in 2 days, so it's exciting. Third overall pick, Penn State graduate Abdul Carter, defensive end, goes to the New York Football Giants. Is he the best player in the draft? Perhaps. Could they go quarterback? Perhaps. You're not going to pass on a monumental player like Abdul Carter. So again, they'll get a quarterback later. They'll probably draft one. I doubt if they'll sign one. We'll see. There's been a lot of rumors floating around, even with the Lions, especially with the Lions. And we'll get to that later. Okay, with the fourth overall selection, the New England Patriots select Mason Graham, defensive interior, Michigan. This could go a lot of different ways. Again, depending on obviously the first 3 picks. I've seen Carter go here. I've seen Hunter go here. But if you don't have a good defense, it's just not going to matter. And Patriots went offense last year, and I like that pick a lot, actually. With the 5th overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select T. McMillan, wide receiver from Arizona. Get some offensive help there. And big wide receiver, he's 6'5". Not the fastest guy in the world, but very, big hands. He can catch a lot of the passes. And from Trevor Lawrence. And he'll go earlier than probably I think he should. But we will see. Number 6 overall pick. The Raiders select Ashton Gentry, running back from Boise State. The consensus number 1 pick. Number 1 running back, I should say. Raiders don't really have much of a running back at all. Now they will. He's very upright runner back. He's straight up. Not much wiggle to him. He's pretty much straight ahead. He's like a one cut move, and that's about it. But very dynamic. One of the top, not just literally top 10 picks, but overall they'll be talking about this one for quite a while, Bucky. Number 7, the Jets, Jets. And they'll book, they don't like any picks. They're going to pick Will Campbell, offensive tackle from LSU. They don't really have a quarterback, but they want to protect whoever they got. We'll see. Are they going to draft a quarterback later? Perhaps. There's not that many that they can plug right in and start. We'll see what happens. The Jets are world of hurt. I'll put it that way. Be nice about it. Number 8, the Carolina Panthers select Ahmad Membu, offensive tackle from Mississippi. I don't know if I had him in my last draft. If I did, it was later. But he's very high up on the board. He's the number 1 offensive tackle. I think Will Campbell probably is, but he's got a lot of hype, and there'll be guys in the crowd going, who? But they'll know him if they're following college football. Good selection. Number 9, the New Orleans Saints select Shedeur Sanders, quarterback from Colorado. This one's going to be tough. I mean, it could fall even further than that. Saints don't really have much at quarterback right now. They got Spencer Rattler, I think. But if there's a spot that he's going to fall, if you want to call him 9 overall fall, it'll be to the Saints. And so don't be surprised if he lands in New Orleans. To round off the top 10, the Bears select Walter Nolan, defensive interior from Mississippi. Versatile defensive tackle interior, whatever you want to call him. I'm watching some film on YouTube, but whatever, call it what you want. Very, very good player. I did not have him this high in my last mock. I know that for sure. I've seen him mocked to the Lions a few times too. So this is a big boost, but Bears could go offensive tackle. Would not be surprising me at all. But Bears are known for their defense, and we'll see what happens in that one, Bucky. At number 11, the 49ers select Jahadi Barron, a cornerback from Texas. Again, should it be that high? Possibly. But 49ers have gone from NFC title game, from the Super Bowl, so they've dropped off. Had a lot of injuries, but they're always up in the mix. So they'll be back, Bucky. Number 12. How about them Cowboys, Bucky? They go with Mike Green, defensive end from Marshall. Now this is a high pick for him. Controversial pick. The Cowboys kind of fell into their lap. Cowboys are known for picking controversial guys. Super talented. Fantastic. But I'd love for the Lions to pick. I don't think they would. There are a little too many red flags, but the Cowboys, they're used to that. So they got a hell of a player, Bucky. Number 13, the Miami Dolphins. Fins up, baby. Josh Simmons, offensive tackle from the Ohio State. They have to protect Tua, and a great story. He might have been number 1 overall offensive tackle if he didn't have an injury, but I like that pick for the Dolphins. And number 14, the Indianapolis Colts select Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State. Now, they've had a tight end picked for them, I think, just about every draft. But they got the best one, at least the best overall. Maybe not the best receiving tight end. But this will help Anthony Richardson. And I don't like to pick tight ends in the first round for anybody, regardless of the position. Just not a big fan of it. It's more of a luxury pick most of the time, in my opinion. But the Colts select one here, and they get a fine one there. He's a very good player. Where am I, Bucky? I lost my spot already. Number 15, the Falcons select James Pierce, and defensive end from Tennessee. Another player of the Lions I had projected. I think last mock was him, actually. Got a few red flags. Falcons, again, they don't care about that. So they get a very more of a 3-4 defensive end. But I like James Pierce a lot. I think I had him in my last mock. But I hope he does well. I hope he keeps, stays clean and proves everybody wrong. Next pick at 16, Arizona Cardinals select Will Johnson, cornerback from Michigan. He also got injured. I don't know if he would have been the number 1, but number 2 for sure. Very, very good player. Very good corner. Corner is one of the second toughest position to come right in and start. Of course, quarterback being first. But cornerback, you got to take your lumps and you got to, work your way out into that lineup, like the Lions, did last year. But the Cardinals are one of those teams that always seem to be treading water, but we'll see what happens with them. Next up at 17, Cincinnati Bengals select Jahad Campbell, linebacker from Bama. Versatile player. They can on the edge. They can use him, rush the passer, stop the run. He's very versatile, like I said. Jack of all trades, a master of none. Bucky. Bucky's favorite sayings, cliches. Another player that could go to the Lions, but he goes at 17. Number 18, the Seattle Seahawks select Donovan Azuruka from Boston College, defensive end. I forgot to write down there, but I know him. Another player the Lions have been projected to get. Smaller defensive end, better than a 3-4. But nowadays, most teams don't just stick with one, 4-3 or 3-4. They have multiple, the defenses. Great sack production. You'll see what the Seahawks are one of those teams. At 19, Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Malachi Starks, safety. I forgot to put it where he's from, but he's from Georgia. Another player that I've mocked to the Lions. He's gone much later. He's gone like 27. But he's gaining strength and he's a fine, excellent safety. And Bucks improve their defense immeasurably. At number 20, the Denver Broncos select Luther Burden, wide receiver from Missouri. Get Bo Nix some more weapons. And Broncos need a little bit more offense and an excellent wide receiver. So I like that pick also, Bucky. Moving on. Where are we, Bucky? There you are. Number 21. The Pittsburgh Steelers select I got Jackson Dart. Is that a first name? Yeah, it must be. Quarterback from Mississippi. 3 quarterbacks in the first round. Steelers have a couple of quarterbacks, but they want to, they're okay for now, but this is for the future. Steelers don't really develop quarterbacks that great. Never really have. But and Roethlisberger kind of did, but Steelers are more of a win now mode. So he's the last of the quarterbacks that go in this mock. I've seen some, have 4 or 5. That's just not. It's just not the year for that, Bucky. What do we got? Number 22, the San Diego Chargers, the Bolts select Colston Loveland, tight end from Michigan. There's a Michigan connection because they're Harbaugh's, former coach at. More weapons, and I think if I remember right, he's a better receiving tight end. But Chargers are always one of the difficult teams for me to pick. I always seem to pick offense for them for some reason. Where are we, Bucky? At 23. The Packers. The hometown Packers of the draft, they'll go crazy in this one. You see there's the Cheesehead label there. Whoops, my thing fell down. There we go. There's the Cheesehead label right there. There it is. There it is. And we got all the draft cards up just to get them all out one last time. The Green Bay Packers select Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver from the Ohio State. Packers generally don't draft tight or wide receivers. They generally don't draft quarterbacks either. But too good of a player to pass on this time. Great overall wide receiver. And I like that pick a lot, Bucky. It's one of my favorite picks of this draft. At 24, boo, the Minnesota Vikings. Did they pick a long snapper again? No, they didn't. Tired old joke, still funny to me. They went with a very good player, somebody I wish the Lions would have picked. Kenneth Grant, defensive end from Michigan. Defensive interior, excuse me. Vikings go a lot of different ways, probably on defense. They could go running back. They got to shore up. They don't have a lot of picks, so they might trade back just to get more. They only have 4 picks, I believe, in the entire draft this year. But they got a very, very good defensive interior, 323 or something like that. Yeah, too bad they got a great player there. Number 25, excuse me, this is my voice already. Houston Texans select Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle from Texas. Excuse me, losing my voice. Texans could go in a lot of different directions. Wide receiver, they could go, offensive tackle, like I picked for them. Yeah, 3 juniors in this draft. I just realized that. But solid pick. Not very exciting, but a solid pick. At 26, the LA Rams select Jalen Walker, linebacker from Georgia. If I can make it to this draft, this mock book is my voice giving out. Again, Rams generally, in my opinion, don't draft defense. More of an offensive team, but can't always draft one or the other because you're not going to win that way. And they'll get more weapons for Stafford later on in this draft. 27. It's getting close, Bucky. The Baltimore Ravens select Gray Zabel, offensive tackle from North Dakota State. Another one that really picked for the Lions a lot. I thought of picking him. If they did pick him, I would not be totally upset. He'll start at guard, and then maybe in a year or two he'll move to center. So if there's one offensive player that the Lions I'd want them to pick, it'd be him. I don't want a wide receiver. I don't want, obviously a tight end, quarterback, but he's a very good player, very, very solid, versatile, and he would fit the Lions greatly, I believe. And now the pick everybody's waiting for, Bucky. Number 28. My Detroit Lions select Mikael Williams, defensive end from Georgia. Great, solid pick. You might have to trade up to get him. This draft, he fell. He's a bigger defensive end. They have great stats. But he played on the inside. Not a lot, but enough to, make his stats less than he should. He'll probably be strictly on the outside, maybe once in a great while, moved on the inside, depending on the circumstances. But, I like this pick. He's my number one player right now. James Pierce Jr. I'd still like to have. Mike Green I would still like to have. There's a couple other defensive ends. That's my number one position. There's others out there. Nick Scorton's another one. There's quite a few defensive ends, a very loaded position in this draft. But Williams is my number one guy that I want. There's other ones like I mentioned before I'd be okay with. But we'll see what happens. The line's going to move up. Most likely they will. I don't think they'll move down. Either move up or stay pat. Depends on how the draft falls. But I'm super excited, Bucky. Tomorrow, making the party mix, and I can't wait, Bucky. At number 29, the Washington Commanders select Marlon Hampton, running back from North Carolina. The number 2 running back. I've seen him go higher. I don't think he was in my last mock, Bucky, but a very good runner. I won't say clearly the number 2 running back, but I've never seen him go higher, than Gentry. So, but I like that pick also. And number 30, I can't even read my own money. What the hell have I got here? What the hell is that, Bucky? Oh, the Rams. No, that's not the Rams. What is that? I'm drawing a blank, Bucky. Bills. Nick Scordon, previously mentioned, defensive end from, I don't have where he was from, Bucky. I think Oklahoma, if I remember right. The Bills try to get some, better defense. They're, except for wide receiver, they're pretty well set on offense. And so yeah, there's like 5, 6, maybe even more players that I've seen go to the line. So we'll see what happens. And at number 31, the Kansas City Chiefs select Josh Connor, offensive tackle from Oregon. Got to get more protection for Mahomes. They could go just about anywhere. They could trade out of the first round. Chiefs, I don't say they're difficult to choose, but they could go a million different directions. And the last pick of the first round in this mock, the Philadelphia Eagles, Fly, picked Matthew Golden, wide receiver from Texas. More weapons. He's a very fast wide receiver. Could go early. He was one of the players that there was talk of the Lions trading or, selecting. That ain't going to happen. So there's my mock draft, Bucky. Final version. That's your mock draft, I should say. Still rumors with the Lions. Trades and picks and, they're going to trade Jamison Williams. I don't think they will. I don't think they should, to be honest with you, because not going to get somebody who's better. He knows the system. He's been there for 3 years now. But man, there's a ton of rumors out there, as there always is. So I gotta take it a little bit easy, a little, on the low down, just because you get overwhelmed and the rumors are just flying out here and you get kind of lost. So I'm kind of, dialing it down a little bit, Bucky. So after this mock is over, Bucky's leaving for Green Bay. And but it was a great mock year. Looked at a lot of them, looked at quite a few more, and we'll see what happens. I didn't mention yesterday, and I should have. WrestleMania was over the weekend. I've heard mixed reviews from it. The big finale did not go over well with a lot of people. John Cena won the championship over Cody Rhodes. Interference. He got nailed with the championship belt. Some good matches the last day, and obviously the day before, but for a lot of grumblings about it. But we'll see what happens. I haven't watched Raw yet. I will watch that tonight, so we'll see what else happens there. But that's it, Bucky. So for Mike Sinacor Star Show, as always, it's Bucky. Say bye, Bucky Puzzles bye, and he's literally leaving right now. All right, take care, do your own mocks, and enjoy Thursday. Bye now.